Alrighty, y'all. We're jumping in. Okay. Hey, y'all. I was about to say morning, y'all. It is not morning. It's clearly not morning. But hey, y'all. Okay. We're jumping in to do our budget for the month. First monthly budget, y'all. And let me just tell you, there are some things. Y'all chime in. Let me know where you're chiming in from. This is just on YouTube today because you guys come to my monthly budget all the time. Hey, friend, how are you? Good to see you. So I am. Hey, girl. Hey. I am going to just share a lot of things that have been really going on over here since we haven't really had a monthly budget. Hey, friend, we haven't really had a monthly budget that was like. Now this. Oh, look, there's 13 of y'all. Well, hey, everybody. Hey, from California. Good to see y'all. I'm glad you're here. So, okay. T, that helped me out because I just saw your picture and remembered that I have not heard anything about my prescription. And I should have called to ask in reference to it. And they are closed tomorrow and on Sunday and probably on Monday. Oh, my word. Okay. And it is already after 5 and they close at 5. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Praise God. Good to see everybody. All right. Hey, little lady from Oklahoma City. Love it. Okay, y'all. So we're going to talk budgets, right? And we're just going to talk a little bit about a few things. And then we're hopefully, I know it's bad, but normally they would call me. So they must not have it in because normally they would call me and I haven't heard a thing. Dang. I'll just have to call Monday and see if they're open. Okay. So here's the thing. We're talking budgets. Sorry, y'all, that got me all discombobulated because there was something I needed to really take care of and I did not get a chance to take care of it. Sister, in mom's school bag, will you pull out my calendar? Because in my calendar, I have my budget sheet and I'm just going to talk from that. So this is our very first budget of 2023 for the school year, right? September, our August paycheck, which we got yesterday, becomes our September budget money. Now, on my paycheck, the first thing that is a little bit different is, well, it's really not different. It's par for the course for North Carolina. They have not passed the budget. Because they have not passed the budget, I do not have my step, right? So every year of experience gets us a different step. Now we're in a freeze. So that means every 5 years, you get a jump in pay. I'm in my last 5-year cycle. I'm actually in my last 4-year cycle because I am in year 26. And that means I have 4 more years to go after this year is done. With that being said, I get 1 more pay raise, but it's not showing on my paycheck because North Carolina has not passed our budget yet. So my paycheck is still the same as it was last year. And it's been that way for the last several years. Right. Now, working any other job, you can get pay raises throughout. But we used to be like that. We used to get a step every year. Then we were on a freeze. I think we were on a freeze one time for 7 years. Then we were on another freeze for another 4 or 5 years. And it's in September, sister. Flip. Oh, nope, it's green. The budget is green. My binder is green. And so it just has kept us from really living our best life. Now, you go work any other job, you're probably going to get those raises and different things throughout. Well, that's not how it works over here. So what I do for side income, YouTube, I do Facebook. I'm not in the Instagram paid program and I'm not in the TikTok paid program, but I do put things on those platforms, hopeful that I will get invited into those places. I preach, but I do not charge for preaching. The word of God is free. If anybody wants to bless me, they're more than welcome to. I never take up an offering when I preach. So I don't make any money from that. I have one, very thankful for one partner every single month. That person sows into the ministry. She's been partnering with me now for about almost 2 years. And every single month she sends a set amount that goes into the ministry, and it's only for ministry. It's not for personal living. It's not for anything that I do here. Everything that I do here takes care of, I need both of them. Thank you, Alana. Takes care of my my bills. So with that being said, I got a lot of fires, a lot of things in the fire. And we're going to start with something I should have started with last month, but I ran out of time to film a video. So most of you know that I make money on my social media platforms. I think Rachel's probably not on here right now, but Rachel really helps me keep track. Like when I'm thinking about people who really should be accountants, because y'all don't let me miss nothing, Rachel Day is here. And I think it was Rachel. It could have been somebody else. And if it wasn't you, Rachel, I'm sorry. But back in March, February or March, one of my subscribers sent me a thing and they said, hey, Shakima, I heard that Facebook Reels are being discontinued. The bonuses for Reels are being discontinued. I had not heard that prior to that. I didn't get anything in my email that said that. And so I was just as surprised as everybody else when, of course, the Reels were discontinued. Now, we were making fairly decent money on Reels. There were a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, where I made more money on Reels than I made in my paycheck. Well, once Reels were gone, the only way you could make money was from ads on Reels. So I would do Reels because short form content is easy for me. Even now, as I'm sitting here doing this video and I'm yawning, I'm thinking, well, if you'd have just pre-filmed that, you could have got all that out. But who has time to pre-film anymore? Because we're doing 15,000 other things. Jackson's in soccer, sister's working full time. We got 2 dogs now instead of 1. It's just a lot of things going on. So short form content is easy for me to put out because 30 seconds, a minute and 30, I'm done. So I was making income on my Reels. That income I was then using to pay for my sinking funds, because prior to that I was using all my YouTube money to sink my funds. And in order to make sure that I am right business wise, I was trying not to use business money for personal stuff, if that makes any sense. So then what ended up happening was we did fairly well on Instagram Reels. Facebook Reels. Sorry, not Instagram. Facebook Reels. We were doing okay, just on the Reels with the ad, just like you would do on YouTube. So in July of 2023, I think I made one of the largest amounts that I've made on Facebook since they discontinued the bonus program. I think I made $1,670, I think. And I know I have stopped sharing a lot of that just because it's personal and I don't want people talking about it. Not every YouTuber shares their finances. Most of them don't. I've been sharing and it doesn't bother me to share, but I really just don't like to hear the negative stuff because people expect you to be poor forever. And that's just not how life is. I've never been poor. I've just not always had extra, right? I've always had enough to meet the needs. I've just not always had extra. So I think I made in July $1,670. That was plenty because I was in a no pay month. That was enough to sink all my funds. Hey, y'all, that was enough to sink all my funds. That was enough to do all the things. That was enough to sew, pay for, put my taxes away. That was enough to do all the things. August the 1st, y'all say, look, I feel like I'm in church. Y'all say August the 1st. August the 1st, we got a notification. I did that Facebook bonuses were back, but you could not make bonus money on Reels and you could not make bonus money on stories. I post Reels and I do post stories. So the only way you can make money on Facebook now is by your posts, right? I've always posted, never gotten paid for it before. So it was perfect. I was like, oh, okay, great. I'll just keep posting what I've been posting. People keep liking it, all the things. What I didn't realize is because they have figured out in the algorithm how to keep people from getting over on them. The reason, this is my thought, the reason that they stopped doing the real bonuses is because all of your big TikTokers and real Instagram people were coming over and joining the Facebook program, and they were wiping them out every single month. It was costing so much money to pay the content creators because they just get a lot of views. And some of us smaller content creators, we don't get as many views. So we weren't the problem. Not that it was a problem. I just don't think they had their business strategy together. So I'm getting to a point, y'all. Just follow the story. This is the tea. This is the tea before we get to the budget, right? Okay. If you're here for the tea, type in the chat. I'm here for the tea. Okay. So I got the notification August the 1st that the bonus program was back open, and I was in because I had been in previously. Very good. No problem. What I didn't realize is that there was going to be some type of problem where I was doing so good on my ads, on my reels, that number slowly began to decrease. I was making a few dollars, $2, $3 here or there on the bonuses. But as I made $2 or $3 on the bonuses, I lost like $30 or $40 in the reels. I'd make $2 or $3 more dollars. I lost 2 or 3 more, 20 or 30 more on the reels. So in the month of August, in July, I made, somebody who can type, y'all type this in. In July, I made $1,670. In August, I made $291 from Facebook. So we're talking about a jump of, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Let me get my story together. I made $1,070. I think it was $1,070. Yes, all the things. And I did get your email, ma'am. And as soon as I can get to my computer later this evening or first thing in the morning, I will square you away. So I made $1,000 the month before. So in June, I made $1,600. In July, I made $1,070. And in August, I made $291. So I lost like $800 worth of income. On YouTube, I made $600 in July. And in August, I made $388. So I lost income from YouTube. So totally, I was like about $600, where the month before I was at $1,600. And so I was down like $1,000 of my income. Now, for me, those of you who know how I budget, I don't count on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, people who have goodwill and just want to send me stuff. I don't count on any of that. I only budget the money that I make. I don't count on child support. Thank God it comes, but I can't bank on that. I can only bank on the money that I have from my job that I put my hours in to work. So fast forward to the middle of August. I have been sharing stuff on my channel for years. I'll get an invite to share something. I'll share it. Up until this year, I have never had a paid sponsorship. I got a paid sponsorship this year. Sister, will you just walk out and let her know? I got a paid sponsorship. Hey, friend, glad you're here. Jackson, take mom in the room because she's going to start barking. I got a paid sponsorship, 2 of them this year. Three paid sponsorships this whole year. We're in the 9th month, right? They weren't huge. I saw one lady charge $6,000 a video. I'm like, what's she showing? Lord have mercy. I need a business manager because clearly I am not working this thing the way it needed to be worked. And I thought I was doing good. So I show things on my channel, again, things I believe in, things I like, things I love. Well, you all have seen my envelopes, right? Y'all seen my envelopes. I've been sharing these envelopes with y'all for a year and a half more, who knows? Well, I got my Savings Challenge envelopes, and this is what they are. They're called the Black Queen Collection. I received this from the Etsy shop, Conversation. Beginning of the year, January, February, sometimes I don't even know when. But I've been sharing these videos. I've been sharing reels. Hey, I'm stuffing my envelopes. Hey, I'm going on a trip. Hey, I'm saving for Alana's car. I'm putting $20 in, all things. So then 2 weeks ago, like the 15th, 16th, somewhere in there, I shared a reel on Instagram. Again, showing the queen. And that reel began to pick up speed. It just began to pick up speed. There was a lot of people just interested in the queen. Now, whatever I share on Instagram, I share on TikTok, I share on Facebook, I share on YouTube if it's not too long, because sometimes the longer videos I can't share on YouTube because there's a 60-second limit period. So I started sharing it over there, and Sean had noticed that there were more orders coming in. And she's like, well, Shakima, you know, what does this mean for you on social media? I said, well, I don't make any money on Instagram. I said, I just share the reels because I enjoy the product and it's a quick way for me to get content out doing something I want to do. And she was like, oh, okay. But the views kept going up. And so I messaged her. I said, this reel is going to go viral. Viral reel is 100,000 views. That's what it was. That's when you look it up on Google, that's what it is, 100,000 views. Well, little did I know 2 weeks later, because again, I make no money on Instagram, nothing. I just share. I said, what it probably gets me is followers. I'm happy for the followers, right? Because eventually maybe they'll open it up. I don't know, but I'll get the followers. So I shared the same reel on Facebook. Well, on Facebook, it had like 2,300 views. On Instagram, one video was at 90,000+. Another video is at 60,000. Couple other videos are like 7,000-8,000. You know, I'm just getting views, but my followers are going up. Like, praise God, that's so good. I'm getting to this budget, y'all. Y'all just follow this tea because it's gonna be good. Remember, I lost over $1,000 worth of income between that month and this month and all the things. So I had told Sean, I said, well, I honestly have lost about 3/4 of my income from Facebook. And she's like, really, Shakima? So remember, I told y'all that this past month, I got $291 from Facebook. Well, on Saturday, last Saturday, my income was down to $60. That was all I had made for the month, $60. That was, what was last Saturday's date? Last Saturday was the 26th of August. And that video was like at 2,300 views on Facebook. Wasn't doing anything. Killing the boards on Instagram. I was like, okay, well, you know, hey, I'm still going to share it. Doesn't matter. I'm still sharing it. I was on the phone talking to my sister about 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, that video that was at 2,300 views was now at 26,400 views. So from 1 p.m. when I got off the budget meeting with the budget ladies and till 5 o'clock, I had already gained about 24,000 more views. By the time I left my house, because we were going to a church thing, I left my house. So I texted her, I said, Sean, this video is gaining traction on Facebook. I said, it wasn't doing anything before now. The Instagram stuff was on there for 2 weeks. And now all of a sudden, the Facebook stuff is going on. Y'all need me? I'm here for you. What you need? No, there's a big one. Get the big one. The big silver one, Alana. Yeah, that. Is that not big enough? You want the Canon? Okay, I'm doing the thing. My sister's here. She cooking, y'all. When you get big like Shakima, you can have people come over and cook for you on Friday night. No, it's just my sister. She can't cook. We getting together. Okay. She's like, I'll cook. Yes, you will. So by 7:30-ish, she calls me. And she said, Shakima, she said, my shop sold out 3 times. Well, I go back and look on Facebook, and Facebook has now over 80,000 views. This is just 2 hours and a half from the time that we had chatted last time. By the time I got home about 10 o'clock, 10:30 Saturday night, it was over 100,000 views. And people are just commenting, how can I get this? How can I get this? How can I get the queen? How can I get the queen? Because here's the thing. I had been praying when I first met her 18 months ago. I said, God bless her business. I know her. I didn't know anything about her. Just that one of my ladies, Miss Karen, had wanted her to send me some envelopes. And these are the ones she sent me. These are the very first ones that she sent. And she had made them, you know, groceries and gas and recreation, all the things, she had looked on my channel and seen kind of the things I share. And she had sent those. And I just said, Lord, bless her business. And when I looked at my income, I was like, you know what, God, I'm not worried about anything. I'm just not worrying about it, because it was at $60. And God was like, Shakima, I have provision for you and for Sean. I was like, okay. God said it. That's it. I know people sometimes like, oh, all you're going to do is talk about God. Well, what else should I talk about? Why should I talk about people? People will fail you. God will never fail you. So I was like, okay, God, I'm not going to worry, because when you are used to making a certain amount and then you see that decrease by 75%, you're unsure. You're like, okay, I'm either going to trust the Lord or I'm going to fall apart. So I was like, okay, God, I don't plan on any of this money. This money has been to do sinking funds. It has been to do saving so we can bolster that 3 to 6 months. It has been to bless other people. There have been plenty of times when God said, empty out your purse and give it to this person, empty out your purse, give it to that person. When I was in Alabama, the Lord had me empty out my whole wallet. I had about 40 some odd dollars in it and give it to one of the cleaning ladies. I didn't know her from anywhere. God said, just clean out your purse. I said, okay, God. And I'm waiting for God to bring the increase back. So by the next day, Sunday, now y'all follow me. This is Saturday the 26th. By the 27th, because Instagram now has kind of slowed down slightly. By the 27th, the video was over 240 some thousand views. I was like, whoa, praise God. Okay. So we're on what? Friday this week. Okay. By Friday today, this week, that video has been viewed 909,000 times. And it had been sitting on my channel as 2,300 views for 2 weeks prior to that. And I share all that to say, she's getting orders. People are just blowing up her thing. She sold her shop out 4 times on Saturday. 4 times. She restocked. She sold her shop out 4 times on Saturday. Now, we've been working together all this time. We've never had this, traction, movement, whatever the case may be. I've been sharing it. That's just how it has been. Jackson, make yourself useful. See if there's anything you can do here. Okay. And so that's just how it has been. But because I was getting the views, right? This has nothing to do with affiliates, none of that. Because I was getting the views where I was down to $60, I started to see my revenue go this way. It was going in the up direction from the $60. So when our month ended yesterday, we were well over $650, I think, from the $60 it had gotten itself down to by last Saturday. On top of that, we gained another $212 just from the posts we did from the bonus program. Right? But that doesn't cap it all off. That money that I'm seeing, the $650 some odd dollars, whatever that is, plus the $212, that money is going to come to me as income September 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there. Not to mention the money that we're going to get from YouTube, because that's another set of monies that come around the 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there. So altogether, that's going to give me about $1,000 between those two things. Well, lo and behold, because I am an affiliate of that particular company, to this day, I do not know how much my affiliate-ness is. I don't know the percentage. All I know is she said, you're in the program. I said, very good. And I've been in the program for about 18 months. Whatever comes, it comes. She pays bi-monthly. She paid me out today. She said, Shakima, do you mind if I pay you tomorrow? Because there's a large amount and I don't know what the Cash App fees will be. And I said, well, it's perfectly fine. So when I got paid today, I'm going to share my screen so that you all can see this and stop listening to me talk. But I want to share my screen so that you're able to see that income come in. So when I got my payout today for July and August, which that it comes in September. So for July and August, it was $1,500. $560 from my ambassador funds from that one particular company. If you look, I've got my YouTube income, I've got my Paper Sunday, I've got Chambre Stationers, Amazon. I didn't even put my books up here because that goes on my personal income sheet. But just from that one particular payout was $1,580. Now, again, that has nothing to do with any of my paycheck money. It has nothing to do with the money that's in Facebook and YouTube for this month coming. That's just how we're starting the month off with the provision of the Lord, right? So look at how God does us. He made a way for me when I didn't see no way how I was coming back from $60 to have that much money. And on top of that, I still towards the end of the month will get another payment from different income source. Not to mention that they're still on the site trying to buy the product. And if you use my code, then I'm going to be able to get an affiliate kickback. So whatever it is in September, October, November, which will be right before Christmas, I'll be able to put that money towards the Christmas, right? So here is what I tell people. That money, let me share that screen one more time just so we can just finish up this part of it, because then I'll share the regular budget with you guys. Okay. So this money right here all totals $1,580. And then here are the things that I was using the money for. Now, my living expenses, and I have had some people say, well, Shakima, you can't count that as business expense. What I could do, which I'm sure would work, I'm not a tax person, I could be saying it totally wrong, but I could just total up all my bills, and then I could just pay myself, make that my monthly payment, right? Self-pay would be whatever the total amount was. I would not put it on there as total of bills. I would just say, this is what I'm paying myself. And then I would just go and pay the bills, right? But for me to keep it straight, I was able to, first of all, go down and do my tithe, which was $158. Then I pay offering into another church, which was $80. But this was able to clear up my gas money. So I've paid for my gas, which is $200, which I just went and got that off today from the bank. So I totally was able to save. I paid the light bill, which was $169.63. I paid the cell phone bill, which was $50. This is for my taxes that I put into my tax account, was $238, which is 15% of the total amount. I had a $17.50 Cash App fee. My groceries, I pay, that was $200 for each week. $100 is my summer groceries. And then my monthly preps, I got $100 out. I am renting a car for a business trip that I have to go on. So that was $342. I was able to pay for that. My gas, I took that out of that money, which was $200. And then I was able to do all of those things. So by the time I look up everything that says 1655.13, that's too much. I got to go figure out where I missed something, because I'm over a place that I shouldn't be. Sorry, y'all. I probably counted something wrong. 200, 300, 400. $50. Okay, so for one thing, that's in the wrong spot. Let me figure that part out. Anyway, I was able to pay everything that I needed to pay without any problems. And it totally used up all of that money. So I still got to figure out what's not calculating on here right, because something ain't calculating. Something ain't calculating, but I'll figure it out. I'll fix it in just a second as soon as I figure out where I made my mistake. 16. Okay. I did not overspend that money. I did not overspend, but I can't figure out what I did, what I messed up right now. So I'll figure it out at some point and I'll update you guys on how that went. But I shared all that to say, look at how the Lord will do you when you remain faithful to God. Because again, we saw our income go down $800 just between my Facebook and my YouTube for this month. God will supersede that by 200 and make that about $1,000. On top of that, he gave me another almost $1,600. And that's going to be the exact amount of money that I need in order to be able to take care of all of the bills that I need to take care of. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. That has nothing to do with anything from my paycheck, right? I haven't even talked about my paycheck yet. That's not even anything that I've even considered in or anything like that. Okay. Now, that was what I wanted to share with you guys, was look at, and that doesn't count any other affiliate links that have come, that will come in this month. I haven't gotten anything else. That was just the first thing that came in. Now, this is the first time that I've ever made that a type of money with her. I've never made that type of money before. I think the largest thing I've ever made from her was like $300, $236. I do this because I appreciate the products. I appreciate the partnership. I appreciate her taking a chance on me, letting me show her product. But this is a God thing. I told her, I said, God's going to get this story. None of us could have even for we could have never dreamed this. He would do it like this for me. God's getting the glory out of this story, because I could not have told you, hey, how are you? I could never have told you that this was a thing, that God was going to do it this type of a way. Okay, now let's get into the budget, and I'm going to fix that other thing. For some reason, that just didn't. I got to go back. I wrote it down in my I wrote it down on my sheet of paper, and I know for some reason. The Bible says, now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above. Now unto him who is able to do. When he says do, that meets your need. Exceedingly abundantly above goes far beyond anything you could ever think about, dream about. Oh my God, I should have planned for this, whatever. Turn the lights on in there, y'all, so we can see. That's just the magnitude to which God wants to bless us. I believe that. I've experienced that, and I don't do anything else short of just praise the Lord. I posted on Facebook today. It says, may the magnitude of my praise match the magnitude of the miracle that God has had in my life. When I tell you that was an absolute miracle, when you go from $60 to over $1,600, and that doesn't even include what you're going to bring in for this next month on different platforms, that's the Lord showing up for us. And so for that reason, I give God the praise. Okay, now I'm going to show you this is my budget sheet now for the month. Okay, I got to figure out how I miscalculated something, but it's going to work out. Okay. So my monthly payroll, remember, I do not count kids deposits, revenue links. Like this all needs to come out because I don't even put that on there anymore. Travel reimbursements. I am traveling for my job back and forward to different schools. And we had a meeting today. They were changing up some stuff, but I think I've actually made about $65 just for this past week. So I am committing to myself to turn in every travel I make, I do this year. Last year I didn't. I just ate it. I was like, shoot, I was going to get in my car anyway. It ain't no problem. But I am going to turn in every single travel reimbursement that I might have. Then unexpected gifts, blessings, funds transferred. I'm not real sure what a lot of people think, but I don't have a ton of people sending me stuff over here. Sometimes I have a little YouTube envy because I hear, oh, a subscriber sent me this. Oh, a subscriber sent me that. Subscriber sent me this. And I'm like, but I didn't get nothing. And God's like, but Shakima, you're provided for, right? It's never been that here. So don't think that. It's never been that. You got to send me stuff. Anything that people have sent me has been a blessing to me. Miss Carla just sent us a little pool for Little Ma'am. I have video of that. You'll see that in an upcoming video. And she just saw it and she was like, hey, Shakima, I saw this. I heard you were looking for a pool. We could not find any pools around here. I was going to go on Amazon and look for it. And she sent it to us. So that blesses us, right? So I depend on what I can make from my job. Somebody asked me before, what are you waiting for to quit your job and do your social media full time? God didn't tell me to quit. He told me to keep right on working because social media can be, you never know. I couldn't pay anything with $60. And I didn't know that in less than a week, it was going to be to this magnitude, right? Because God did all of that from August 26th until the 31st, 5 days. 5 days. God did that. All right. So I moved down to my living expenses. My mortgage came out at $1,000. I paid that today. I did go ahead and pay the utility bill, which was $169.63. The phone bill was $50. The water bill is $75, like 38, 75, 38. The internet is $79.99. So I still have to pay the internet, water. Those two things still have to be paid. Everything else has been paid online or via the phone, whatever. Now, Mr. Jerome, he gets $120. He cuts my grass twice a month, 2 cuts, $60 each. Then I have my sinking funds because when I got the $291, which is something I forgot to tell you guys, I did not have enough. It's the first time in the years that I've not been able to sink all of my funds. I did not sink my vacation fund and I did not sink one other fund. It was like a $50 one too. I didn't sink 2 or 3 sinking funds. So I thought, okay, when you get the money this time, Shakima, you'll be able to sink the funds plus sink them again, right? You'll be able to make up for last month and this month as well. So I didn't even have all the money I needed for that. But I'll tell you about how sinking funds came in and saved me today. So I do have recycling, pest control, yearly spray. That's a sinking fund. They are coming to do my pest control and yearly spray on Friday. So I will go ahead and pay that out for the year. My Roth IRA, I'm going to put some money in that. Amazon Prime is $13. That is a sinking fund. PureFlix is $11 as a sinking fund. Health Wage Gym is $25. Jackson's gym membership is $42. Remember, I was paying $169 a month for Taekwondo. We have shifted that down to just $42 for the gym. I don't mind paying that because we can go as much as he wants to go. His high school sinking fund is $50. Now, I have decided this one thing as well. Anything for Jackson will now totally come out of child support. I will no longer take any of my money to pay for his stuff. Jackson's in soccer. He's growing like a weed. I just bought 2 pairs of shoes. He got cleats. His dad bought a pair of shoes. My ex-husband did very well. He bought his book bag. I went and bought a couple pairs of clothes. So we work as a team. And so Jackson gets what he needs, but anything else is just going to have to come out of his child support. It's no problem. That's what it's there for, to pay for his bills, and it's perfect. I moved my grocery monies to pull it out of that $1,580 that I already got. So I'm not worried about paying for the groceries. That would be my monthly groceries, my summer groceries, and my monthly grocery preps. Now, my monthly groceries, we're doing a pantry challenge in September. So I'm only keeping out $50 per week. I'm trying to spend $25 just for fresh eggs and milk. Other than that, we're using everything we have in the fridge, the freezer, the pantry, the garage pantry, so that we can start prepping our stuff again. Okay. Eating out or entertaining. I put $50 because Jackson's on the soccer team, and soccer team people have got to bring the snacks, right? You got to bring the snacks. So on Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, we're doing Gatorade, oranges, and some type of snack that Jackson wants to take for the team. Is it an away game, Jackson? Tuesday?
There's no JV. It's an away game on Thursday.
So I don't have the snacks on Tuesday?
Did you pick Tuesday?
I picked Tuesday.
They don't have a JV.
Okay, maybe it's Thursday. I'll look again. But anyway, I got to take the cooler with all that stuff. And so I said, well, I hope I can find a deal on Gatorade, and I'll just go, and I planned $50 for that. Now, personal care, here's a thing that I just really care about for me. Other people may not care about it for them. Jackson gets 2 haircuts. It's $30 each. It was $25 plus we leave a tip. So that's $60. I'm getting my hair colored this month because I have an event, and I don't like the two-tone. I just like it one color, dark or light, either one. That's $90. And then I need to get my nails filled in because I have a lot of new growth happening here. And so I need to get my nails done. So I just put in $200 to cover all of that. Now Jackson will get his money from Dad. So I'll use that for his haircuts, and I'll just pay for my own nails because that $1,580 is taking care of those household necessaries that I no longer have to pull out of this month. I didn't have to pull out of my paycheck. Makes sense? I hope it does. Okay, natural supplements. I get a supplement once a month. It's $25. And then I've got my vacation fund. I put $50 in every single month. And then I put $5 in every week because I'm doing the $25 challenge. So that makes it $70. $100 for Jackson's savings fund. Gracie gets $200 because I've got the dog now, the little baby dog. Because she has to have shots. She just had them today. She gets another one in 2 weeks, and then another one in 2 more weeks. After the October shots will be regulated. She'll have all her shots. We won't have to have all these high prices. Although for her visit today and her meds, heartworm and flea meds, was only like $121. So that was a very good price. Then I had to get Gracie's heartworm and fleas. And so that ended up being like $169 all total, right? It was all total together. I'm thinking about doing the Chewy to see if I can buy it in a bulk and save the price instead of buying it once a month at the vet. But I want to make sure we get the little dog where she needs to be. So that should probably say Gracie and Guinea. That won't be as expensive every single month because we won't have those expenses. Okay. Gas, I'm going to take this out because I took it out of the other fund, no problem. And then the oil change, I will have to go back in and start my oil change process over because I went today for an oil change, and I'll tell you what happened. Tire repair, I'm just changing this to car maintenance. I'm going to change that title to car maintenance. Let me just put that in now where I can make that change because, I have repairs and tires. Okay, I had a situation happen that I had to clear out those 2 accounts. My license, registration, car insurance is $92. Car replacement fund, that's Alana's match money, is $80. My tithe, because I have not gotten my step, was $520. For my dad's ministry is $30. For my savings, I'm hopeful that I'll be able to save $1,000 this month. And then for the Fam Center, it's $270. That gives me a total of $4,079 that I am hoping to be able to do. Now, look at this. If I take out my $1,000 savings, it puts me back at $3,079, which my paycheck covers everything on this list. However, everything that has a star is a sinking fund, and I cover sinking funds with my Facebook money. So if you can tell, if I took out all my sinking funds, what I would be paying out of my paycheck pales in comparison to what I was paying before I had all the side income. Right? Okay. I'm going to stop sharing this, And I'm going to jump back over to just my regular sharing. Now, I went in to take the car for the oil change, which I had one last complimentary oil change. And then he said, well, Miss Wilson, you need this flushed out and that flushed out. You want to do it today? I said, no, thank you. We're good. Just let me know for next time. I'll try to plan for it. It's like $400 I need to plan for. Okay. I have time, 10,000 miles at least to save for it. Then he came back. He said, well, Miss Wilson, your brakes are at very low. He said, it's almost metal on metal. Do we want to get that fixed today? Now, because I have to drive for work and because I have my kids in the car, yes, we want to get all of the brake things fixed. So what I had in my sinking funds was I had over $100 in my oil change fund, and I had over $240 in my repairs tire fund, because I've been sinking those every single month. So when I got up to the front, my bill was $297. I was able to pay that totally out of sinking funds. Still did not come out of my paycheck. Look at God, right? I'm just saying, we got to come back and start looking at the Lord on some things, because God is very good to us. He takes care of all the things. So when I go back and look at everything for the month, I'm actually going to come out ahead. And that's where I'll be able to take that chunk and put it into my savings for that $1,000. I'm still not going to put it in just yet until I get all of my funds in for the month. But if we continue with the way we're going to be able to have that money saved, because I got that affiliate link in. And then because I got the, I'm going to get the Facebook and the YouTube later in the month. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense to y'all. So anywho, that's the budget for this month. I'm looking to see. I'm trying to figure out. I wrote some stuff down on here. Oh, you know what I think I did? I think I just took some money out of the wrong account. I was supposed to take some money out of my, that's how it messed up. That 169 should not be on there. That 169.63, that was supposed to come out of a different account, because I have some money in my, YouTube account, my business account. And so that's what that, let me go back up here and look. And I think I didn't take it out of the right account. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to stick it back over into the, yes, I have money in that account. So the 169, I don't want to talk to them right now. The 169 is supposed to come out of my YouTube account. And I think I pulled it out of my, just my regular paycheck, but I'll just put it back in there. It's no problem. It all works itself out with no problem. Yes, because I think that's what I did. And it's all going to be good. All right. So anywho, there it is. That's the budget for the month. And we're just going to see what comes in over the next several weeks, right? We're just going to continue to watch and see what God is going to do and how he's going to provide for us all the things that need to be provided for. And so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to make sure. Does it tell me? Activity payment. Schedule confirmation. Yes, it does. Does it tell me which account I took it out? It doesn't. Let me see. I think I took it out of my main account, but that's okay. I'll just take it out of my business account and chunk it back over there into the account, and all will be well. That would have accounted for all of the bills that needed to be paid for this entire month. So all is well. We've paid everything. We still have money left. I still need to sit down and make sure that I pay all of my other things with no problem, so that I'm keeping a running track of all the money that's coming in and going out. Budgeting is very important. I encourage it for you all. I also encourage you to trust the Lord with your finances. If you have never learned anything else from me, learn this. When you tell the Lord, hey, whatever you want to do over here, we good, God will take care of you. And it has not been years and years and years that we have had to wait. God's been faithful every single month. He's been faithful every single month to the exceeding abundantly above stage. Now, will I continue to share all of the numbers? I am not sure about that, because people do judge you and they don't, sometimes I'm almost like, do people really think you're not supposed, like you're out here hustling for you, but we're not supposed to hustle for us? Like that's what it's called, a side hustle. We doing what we know to do to make the things happen that we, that need to happen. So, that's all I know how to do. Right? Okay. Love y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like the video, thumbs it up, do all the things that helps us get out into the algorithm. It just helps people see our channel. It just helps, it just helps us on the other side, on the YouTube side, because last month was the lowest month that I have ever had in YouTube for a long time. I have never had that low of an account in a long time. But that's okay. It was summertime. People were outside. We're getting ready to be in the fall season. We typically do better in fall because people are home, right? Some of my content has changed. We're sharing a lot more on the farmstead. And I think, again, like I said, some people want to see, the budget stuff, but it's the same every time. So, I don't want you to be bored out of your mind seeing the same stuff. We try to share all the things that are happening over here. But anywho, my sister's cooking over there. I smell all the things. And I'm going to go over here and try to eat something because I don't think I've eaten today. I haven't eaten any food today. So I need to do that. Love all y'all. Stay the course. Keep doing what you're doing. Remember, God's on the throne. He loves you. And we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all. Thank you for joining me.